Good afternoon, everyone. It's Friday and it's Little Scientists. And remember, sometimes the experiments work and sometimes they don't. So this afternoon, our last rainbow experiment is something called Rainbow Toasties. Now, what's that, you're asking me? Well, shall we have a go and see what happens? So Mrs. Turner has put all the ingredients that you need and the instructions, that means how we do it, on Dragonfly. So once you've watched this video, you can ask your grown-up to play the PowerPoint just so that you can remember what to do. Okay, so we have 2 slices of bread and Mrs. Turner has already put butter on 1 slice. So I'm going to spread some more on this one. There we go, so not too much, just enough. And then over here, I have 4 bowls of grated cheese. And in each bowl, we're going to put some food colouring. So let me move that one out of the way. So in this one, I'm going to put some pink. And you're going to mix it up. Can you see me mixing up? Oh my goodness! Pink cheese? Who's eaten pink cheese before? I certainly haven't, so I've got pink. See if you can tell me what colour this is. Can you see? I'll do a bit of mixing for you. Oh, look at that. I think I might need a little bit more food colouring in that one. Shall we have a look? Better drop more in. So I want to make sure it is nice and blue. So there's our blue. And I've got 2 more colours. I've got green. There we go. I'm mixing it round. Remember, mix, mix, mix. Wow, look at that green. Now, all these colours remind me of all things bright and beautiful that you've been talking about, haven't you? Do you remember my story on Monday about spring and how God created all those bright and beautiful things for us? So, there we are. We have yellow. So now what we're going to do, hope you can see this, is we're going to put, let me move that one out the way. We're going to put on 1 side of the bread. First of all, we're going to put the, what colour is this? The pink. You can see Mrs. Turner's got gloves on today, just so that I don't get covered in food colouring. So then goes the blue. Oh, can you see what I'm making? Trying to make a nice line of colours. So we're going to have some stripes. What other colours do I need next? Remember this colour? Yellow, like the sunshine. So you see how I'm trying to squish it all close together. Now I know your grown-ups are going to be looking at this and thinking, ugh, what is Mrs. Turner doing? It's all about experimenting. So there we go, nearly finished. And my last colour, can you remember my last colour? Green, well done. So I have to squish it on a little bit here. Now Mrs. Turner's doing it quite quickly, but you'll be able to take your time at home. Now, while Mrs. Turner's been putting all our coloured cheese on top of the bread, I've turned on my sandwich toaster. And remember, children, this is the bit when you're definitely going to need the help of a grown-up because it's hot. And you might be able to see my red light there, my orangey red light that's telling me to be careful. So on top of this piece, Mrs. Turner's going to put her other piece of bread. And I'm going to squish it down a little bit. And then I'm going to carefully open my sandwich toaster. And again, remember, this is where you need an adult to help you. I'm going to pop that in the middle. Can you hear? It's It's making that sizzling noise. And then I'm going to close it up. And we're going to have to wait a few minutes for this to work. So I thought, wouldn't it be nice is while we clear up, because remember, when we're little scientists, we do have to clean up as well. I'm going to play you some really funky music. So are you ready? Shall we have a look, children, and see if it's nearly ready? Oh, can you see what's happening? My bread has turned brown. It's cooking, it's toasting. And if you look just carefully there, the cheese that was hard when we put it in has melted. It's gone all runny. I think it might need a few more minutes. I'm going to close the lid. Are you ready for our music? Oh, we have to be patient, don't we? Shall we see? What do you think? Do you think it's going to be ready? Let's stop this music. Actually, shall we leave the music on? Are we ready? Ooh, look at that. See all the cheese? It's all melted. And that's because the cheese got very hot. So let's have a look. I'm going to carefully, because I'm the grown-up, take it out. I'm going to put it on my board. And I'm going to close this now because I want to show you what happens. And then I'll have to remember to go back and clean it. Okay. Oh, crash bang wallop. Here we have our toasty. And if you look around the edges, you can see where the cheese has melted. So Mrs. Turner very carefully is going to cut it in half. But I have to be really careful. So I'm going to cut it in half this side. And then I have to be super careful this time because I've got to turn it over. Are you ready? Whoa. Flip it over. And then I've got to cut this side as well. And then this, children, is where we find out if our experiment worked. So remember, we had cheese in a stripy line that was quite hard. And now what we want to see, and I'm hoping to see, is, let's have a look. Slowly pull it apart. Look at that. Can you see? If I bring it closer to you. So some of it, shall we do a bit of squishing and see if it comes out even more? Watch, look. Look at that. Ooh, I'm going to squish it a bit more. So it did work, but I'm wondering whether you, children, will be able to make it look even more like a rainbow. Look. Can you see? I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to squish it. And I'm going to bring it a little bit closer to the camera. Are you ready? Watch. And there, children, we have our rainbow toastie. And what's so exciting is because we used food colouring, you can eat it. Or maybe your grown-ups would like it. Anybody for a taste?